I want to preface by saying that if you hear noise in the back, that's probably because it's my fan. It is hot. It is very, very hot. But moving on. This segment is scary stories. I just asked for scary stories on Instagram and then went with it, and I was like, what if I add my own? So I'm going to be adding on to some of the stories that they listed and putting in my own. I hope you enjoy. Okay, for the second story, they submitted multiple entries. Their first one was, their first entry was I never mind. But this person is Glue Stickies on Instagram, and they said, "My grandma has a haunted mirror. My cousin was staying in the room, and the woman in the mirror already off to a wonderful start. Wouldn't let him sleep at night. She would whisper things at him. He covered the mirror with a blanket, and it stopped. The mirror is still at my grandma's house, but the room is locked." Why did we start off like that? Why did we start off with so casually like, oh yeah, there's some lady in the mirror, and she's just there. I mean, we're not gonna do anything because we're not. Like, I okay, I feel like this would upset so many people who are like superstitious and stuff, but I would have thrown the mirror out because that is one less room just because you're locking that room. Like, I could have used that room for anything. I could have extra room for me. I could have office, anything. And then this lady pulls up. She's like, "I don't think so. I'm gonna just become owner of this room, and then have you waste this entire space just because I feel like it." Like, I don't think so. I've said this before. Like, anybody who has talked to me about houses and be like, "Oh, would you get this one house and get it cheaper because it's haunted?" Yes, yes, I would. You know why? Because houses are expensive. Like, me and the spirits could be like this. We can be like this as long as I get a nice house. If it needs repair, it needs repair. But as long as I have a house, like a nice house, it's just you cannot throw away a whole room just because someone decided, I don't think I'm gonna leave this mirror. Like, I kind of think you will, because you pick up the mirror and then you know it's just one of those situations where you're just like, you're kind of killing the vibe, and then you kick them out of the party. So it's just one of those things. Or if you're one of those type of people, you grab an egg and then you start passing it around the mirror, and you're like, it's time to go, it's time to go, and then they go. All I'm saying is that could have been a free office. It could have it could have been a free office. You know. Also, why 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 was it normalized the fact that that person was whispering to them in their sleep and they were not allowing the cousin to go to sleep? Isn't that like weird? Like, hey man, I know you're going to sleep right now, but like, I'm just gonna scare you and like make it difficult for you to sleep because I feel like it, and you're gonna be fine with this. Like, I feel like you would have developed callous at that point. Like, oh, this is every Tuesday, man. Like, every Tuesday, get something new, a new routine, something. Like, I don't know. Overall, just weird. You could have thrown out the mirror. Like, if you argue that it's a big mirror, you could have just hauled it. You just, you know, or just again that like 7 year bad luck thing. Okay, if you put it on a scale, a haunting forever versus a 7 year curse, are you gonna prefer the 7 years or like the eternity? Because like once they're out of your life, at least you have your stuff. You know, you get your room back. You get that extra space back that you're paying for. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Because to me, it would have been an easy up. That's what I'm saying. This person, Cozy Cringy, a dear mutual of mine who does a wonderful art, and you should check it out, says, I was sleeping, then I heard whispers from my front room door. Thought it was my bro pranking me, but no. I wish they had told me more. Because, like, where are the whispers coming from? Who is it? What's going on? Who's talking to you? Did someone break in? Hopefully not. But what happened? You know what I mean? Like, you got a ghost. What do you have in that house? Can you imagine that? Like, so you're just right, and then you hear whispers,
Go buy me a Domino's pizza.
and then you're like, oh my god, that's my silly goose brother who is pranking me right now, who wants something, so they're whispering and stuff. So I'm just gonna stay here, and I'm gonna assume it's them, but I'm not gonna do anything. That's so sus. I want to know what happened. I low-key want to know what happened. Because, like, that could have gone a number of ways. I know I wouldn't have stayed there. I would have been like, so, what's this all about? You know? That's just me. I try to put myself in that situation because that seems so scary, but also more, like, intriguing because you want to find out what it is. You know? I would say I am buff. I'd be like, alright, I'll go check it out. But like, once we find ourselves in that situation, what do we actually go do? What we say we will. I know I will. I'm those type. I'm like, okay, I gotta go turn off the light that I hadn't turned on, but might as well go check it out. And then we find out that the switch isn't working, so. You know? I got sidetracked. This last story isn't told. Well, it wasn't given. It's my story. Like, this was when I was a kid, right? Like, if you've watched any of my stuff before, if you've ever spoken to me, you already know that I'm not much of a believer. I'm not those type of people. I don't know. I'm yeah. You know, it happens. But remembering it just like throws me off. When I was younger, I would visit my grandparent, and so my grandparent has house, right? Enter and then their bedroom, but then they also have a window. So, living room, door, bedroom, and then from here, those two spots, the living room, bedroom, there's a wall, right? Oh yeah, just separate it, and there's a window, but that window is blocked off by curtains, but you can still faintly see light. That is kind of important because you keep this in mind. So my grandparent, I was living with my grandparent because like I was like what, a fetus, so I was tiny, bro. I was a germ. Both my grandparents were not in the room anymore because like they most likely went to work. Both of them worked, and so then I stayed in the room, and it's a pretty big room, right? And it was dark, and that room is full of items, like things that you could easily mistake. There's a dresser, there's closets, the wardrobes, and everything. There's clothes like folded and neatly stacked. The point is, there's also stuffed animals and stuff in that room, and then it just makes the room full of shadows and silhouettes of outlines of stuff that you could amount to really anything, because it really was a bunch of stuff in the room. Um, oh my god. um, so what happened was I had woken up. I was alone in the bed, and since I was tiny on this lifted bed, I was looking ahead, because from the way the bed is angled, so you're at far up in the room, so you're just up against the wall like this, and the window's here, and the rest of the room and the door, right. So then I turn, look, and it's the rest of the room, and I was just staring, like, because nobody was there, and I was like, oh, I feel kind of weird calling out, because, like, I don't know where everyone is. And there was this enormous teddy bear. There was this enormous teddy bear sitting in the corner. I'm like looking around. I'm like scared. I'm bringing back my own trauma. Um, it was sitting there, and I was staring at it, like, you know, being cool. I was like, oh yeah, it's just the teddy bear that I saw. But then I kept staring, and I was like, wait, you're not supposed to be moving. Why are you moving right now? And then it was moving, but like it wasn't just, sideways, side to side type beat, or like, oh, the little wind, the yeah, it fell a little bit type beat or whatever. And then no, it was like, it's gonna look weird, but it's like, it's like moving towards you. And it wasn't like an average sized teddy bear where um like it wasn't like this size. It was like enormous, like those Costco bears. If you don't know, I'll put up a photo or whatever. um it was enormous, and, and like its arms are like cylinder size, and it was just moving closer and closer and closer, and I was like, I should be screaming right now, but I cannot scream. And I was horrified, and oh my gosh, I was just staring as I was getting closer, and I was pretty sure that it was like not even that far from the bed. I can vaguely remember this part, but it was so close. And once it was like nearing the bed edge, like just below, like if you had crawled up the bed, you know what I mean, because it was like that tall. um that's when I could finally speak, and I was sobbing at this point. I was in tears. I was destroyed. I was like, oh my god, this is it. This bear is gonna eat me. Like, I'm done. I'm done here. There's no more of me left. Um, I mentioned the window. I'm gonna mention this abruptly because like it was horrendously dark. And I mention this because like the window, even with the curtains, they were not blackout curtains. They were regular ones, like thin. They weren't like super thick cloth. It was just, to block off view from inside to out. You could still see light though, and it was daylight out, and I could not see the light of the window, and it shouldn't have been that dark in there. And I'm getting the little like prickly skin. I was like, oh, um, I was I couldn't close my eyes because I was like, oh my god, if I close them, he's gonna be right in my face and all this stuff. Like, I was still. I'm pretty sure it was like paralysis or whatever, but it was crazy because it took me that long to like scream and cry out like. I think at that point I had like accepted it because I quite literally couldn't do anything, and then it was that moment when it was about to get to me that they opened the door. They opened the door, and then light finally comes into the room, and I'm over here crying my eyes out without moving. I was just like, like, hey, drama, and then they're like, ¿por qué estás llorando? And like, why are you crying? Y I couldn't get over it, bro. That bear, and it was sitting on top of the canasto, the clothing bin. I I couldn't, cause I couldn't look at it. I couldn't. I was like, please, please take me out of here. Take me out of here. Like, I don't know why I was destroyed so bad. And I don't know how it got to that point that I saw it moving so goddamn close. But then as soon as I opened the door, that dude was just back in the corner. I I could not recover from that because oh my god. And like that house, now, like there's so many instances in that house. Like it's not necessarily haunted, but they say it's haunted, and I'm like, I'm not sure about that. But there's been instances like when you see something from your peripheral, like oh something just moved or something. There's been so many instances like that where I'm like, oh, that's real funny, a real funny fella. You're passing by when I can't see him. That's crazy. And then like I put it out obviously because I'm like, a freaking ojos chuecos, bro. It translated to crooked eyes. Long ago, I had gone to visit in Mexico, and then my uncle, he told me, I was watching you sit up in your sleep and you were talking and like you were just sitting up and talking to someone, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Because like I'm not necessarily a sleep talker or a sleepwalker. I'm not either of those things. And then that I was, oh my god, I feel. The point is this house. I still like this house though. Like even with all the stuff. And there's also, I'm just remembering so many times when like I would get scared there. Cause there was this time that I got super scared. I was laying in the bed. This was me like more adult me, right? Like me almost now me. I was laying on the bed, and it was like right next to the door, cause like the restroom was right there. Um, and I was horrified. I was like, I could not move. I was like, oh my god, if I move right now, someone's gonna snatch me up. Someone's gonna do it. And the mirror is like right ahead, and I was just looking at the mirror. I was like, oh, I need to not look at that. And I was psyching myself out for some reason, because like I had been reading. I was like, see, this is what happens when you sleep late. See, this is what happens. This is all on you. This is your fault. And then, and I was like petrified. So we're not going to sleep. Everyone else was asleep. I was the only crazy dude up at that time. I was like, and then I remember I also had to use a restroom, and I was like, I can't do this, bro. I cannot do this. And then in that restroom right next to the bed that I was in, that restroom has like a big window. So like shower, big window, almost like a window that you would see in like a living room type, not necessarily for the restrooms. That was because I don't think that restroom was meant to be a restroom. I think it was like supposed to be something else. I don't know. Point is, Like, yeah, I was like, I'm not going into that restroom, and I can't go to the other restroom because I'm not gonna walk in the dark, especially passing through that hallway. So I was like, that's crazy. We're gonna hold it in until morning. Hopefully nothing happens while I'm asleep. That's crazy. And that has been all. I got a little sidetracked telling more stories about my experiences, but I hope you guys enjoyed. It was horrifying because like I'm filming this at 2:30 in the morning, and like I'm 30 minutes away from crazy hour. I thought I saw a shadow. I'm gonna end this video now before I get snatched up. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you would like to see, like to hear my other experiences in my other grandparents' house, feel free to let me know. And thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be safe. Stay away from the 3 a.m. o'clock hour nighttime. Go to sleep. Bye bye. I couldn't. I was horrified. I know I'm saying it with like such humor and laughter, but during that time I was not laughing. I was dead serious. I was pale in the face. I was gonna be sick. I was like, take me away.